Hey, greetings, everybody. This is Wesley Pepper, and this is the Art Lexcia podcast. And
You're with Siza Nkosi as you Wesley.
yes, Siza, like we had a lot of fun last week. We had a lot of fun recording over the past month, actually. And on that, like, big up to all the new and returning listeners. There's been a whole bunch of you guys. There will be a bunch of shout outs. We were actually thinking we're gonna in the future we're gonna play the voice notes on this platform as well, and we'll read your shout outs and stuff live if possible. So we're getting there. Also, a big shout out to Julius, Patson, our producer, all the way from Harare. He's doing good work. And big up to Helen Sayers from last week. Like we had a lot of fun. Like the 16 Celestial Arts was something quite epic, I think. And yeah, man, Siza.
Yeah, no, it was totally amazing. And I mean, thank you guys for showing the love and honestly engaging with the content that we are bringing. I know that with Abdul's episode, we had quite interesting and quite engaging comments. We had shout outs from the UK, Eugene Skiff. He followed the conversation and was really, really inspired. And he said something to the effect of, I'm still enjoying the podcast, it's phenomenal. Every aspect of it, the erudition, the English guys, the erudition, depth of interpretation, commitment to the cause of poetry as a life-affirming mode of human expression, is one of the engagements that we're getting. Because if you remember, we were honoring the late Ubaba Don Matera. So, we had really, really interesting feedback, which I will find and read later because now, like, I'm just feeling a bit nervous. But yeah, today's episode, it's episode 83. And you know 74. How you can be 84, episode 84. You can continue following us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Spotify. It's the Lexcia podcast. And we enjoy really engaging with you.
Yeah, and remember to like, subscribe, and comment to each new episode. Don't forget that. Hit that subscribe button. And yeah, also shout out to all the new subscribers. And yeah, you'll find us on this platform. So Siza, you will bring in our today's guest. We've got a really cool guest, and we're talking entrepreneurship and a real cool event coming on the Saturday on the 7th of August.
Yes, it's actually the Locrate Market that's happening in Soweto. And today we are joined by one of its co-founders, Kgosi Rampa. He is from Mzimhlope, not very far from where I come from, in Soweto. And, they've created this festival really for people to come together, like-minded people, they say, to build an economy essentially. But I will let Untate Kgosi to introduce himself and tell us what the Locrate Market is about. And I love the focus which I'll talk to you about. I love that we are celebrating women this month, and the whole celebration is around that. So yeah, welcome, Kgosi.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me. Hey, congrats on 84th episode. Wow, that's big, guys. Wow, nice one. Thanks. I'm so privileged to be here, guys. Before the 100th one, I made it. Yeah, so I just want to give you guys some background around Locrate Market. I'm the co-founder. I come from Mzimhlope, Soweto. I have an IT background and a project management background. The other co-founder is Fisodlang Amandla. He comes from brand strategist. He's the more creative one of the two. So we sort of complement each other. You guys can decide who's good cop and bad cop. But yeah, man. So we're both creatives. You know what creatives do? They attract one another. So we attracted a whole group of creatives. But when we started Locrate, which was 2013, 14, well, the idea came around 2012, 13. We were just a bunch of creatives and we didn't have a platform. It was very hard to get into markets. They weren't as popular as they are now these days. But back then, the cheapest uh, place for you to market your goods or to get them into the market share was markets, right? So there wasn't any available. Even neighbor goods, the waiting list at neighbor goods was way too long. So as creatives, we all came together and we created the local creative market, which is now called Locrate Market. Um, when we started, there was a bunch of us. It looks like it's just me and Sfizu who are left with doing the admin. All the other guys are doing all the cool stuff. So we created our own platform where we could express ourselves, and it, luckily enough, and by the grace of God, it grew to what it is today.
That's really cool, my brother. So, interesting thing that I like to come up on there, and like our listeners know that Siza and I are entrepreneurs ourselves, and like, you know, with Gallery 360 Africa, we're developing a virtual platform. What is interesting, the tech in 2014 was actually quite different. So access, I'm talking mobile devices and so forth. That interaction was actually lots different. To my knowledge, I think 3G was still the top I could be wrong. So what I'm interested in, my brother. So like, what type of entrepreneurs did you guys invite to your platform? And how? I guess you don't have to answer this now because we'll sort of unpack it. But how did the change in tech, change your guys' approach? Because what you are saying with like these other physical platforms will sell you good malls and other art fairs and stuff like that. I mean, those are very effective, but yeah, anyway, we'll unpack it bit by bit. So yeah, just can you comment on that?
Yeah, so when we started, I mean, it was we were looking for what we were exposed to at the time. We were exposed to, there was my friend was selling music, so they had old LPs. Another friend of mine was doing crafts. She was making earrings from scratch. Another friend of mine, the African way has always been there. It's just changing or going through different variations. It was African and then the traditional also. I say traditional, I mean more of like what we have in South Africa, more shwe.
Yes, sir.
And we were getting those youth modified versions of bushwesh and all of those. So at that time in the market, that was predominantly what we had. And when we started, we had two marketing tools. Number one, which was 70% of our marketing word of mouth. And then number two, our other marketing tool was Facebook. We started our Facebook page somewhere in 2013. I think a week after starting it, it literally blew up. We were sitting on 100 followers within a couple of days of just us posting what Locrate Market stood for. It's this movement of creatives in Soweto, and I remember the exact wording was, I know the stereotypes in Soweto, when you look at Sowetans, the majority, you're looking at your lower level workers, your mechanics. If you talk about entrepreneurship in Soweto, you're looking at your tavern owners, you're looking at your spaza shop owners, your mechanics. Those were the entrepreneurs that we all knew, your barbers, your cameraman. But we wanted to sort of flip the script and bring out, I won't say new, but sort of set the spotlight on the other creatives that exist in Soweto, your stylists, your visual artists like you, the all aspects, the guys who are writing websites, the designers, so everything.
No, that sounds like so intriguing, when Kgosi. And I mean, you're mentioning things that are quite interesting to me. Like, I know your background is IT and you're working with, so is that like part of your audiences? Because it would be interesting to me to find out like who actually supports the Locrate Market. Also, because you mentioned a variety of things that are found, and which are very, like, for me, very important, because you're talking about identity issues, how art play a role in how we define ourselves, and actually just that thing of black love. Like, there's something beautiful about people not buying Louis Vuitton or whatever they call
Yes,
it, and 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 buying something else, like maybe Don't Gazelle or something,
yes.
and because we are keeping the economy at home, we're building our own thing. So yeah, who comes to the Locrate Market? That's the
So
first question. Yeah.
yeah, so that's a very good question. I've been so afraid to answer that question because I don't want my answer to sort of scare away other people, but loosely, I'm gonna answer it loosely. It's the 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 lower like the aspiring youth, like aspiring people who aspire for more. Those are the people that come to Locrate. I don't want to factually, we could say it's the creatives and whatnot, but if I had to put everybody in a basket, I would say people who see the value in small businesses coming out, and people who see the value in supporting the small guy, the aspiring guy, the guy who has big aspirations outside of Soweto. I'm talking uh, global aspirations. Those are the guys who come to Locrate Market. We don't really see those guys who have the shiny shoes and the shiny belts and the fastest car. No, we don't really see those guys.
Yeah, man. They say small business is big business. As
Yeah,
I'm sure as an entrepreneur, you can relate to that. You speak to a bunch of things that I can relate to. It's like talking specifically to the townships economy. So I know there's also they got unique needs, wants, and so forth. And I know that those entrepreneurs, they too don't work. I would say the standard or normal practices, or however you want to put it, or whatever, they're actually quite creative, and they understand their market, and they adapt. For example, well, there's too many. So just comment a little bit on that, man. So the guys you invite, how do they make their money? How do they sell their products? You guys just have a physical, because I know the gig on Saturday is pretty cool, and we'll get to that. But so how do these guys sell their products, services?
so yeah, so what happens is, can I start to how they actually get to be on
Please,
the platform? Okay,
please.
so what happens is we normally, before in every event, we've got a call out. So Locrate happens on the Sunday, just to make that correction, on the first Sunday of every month. So they would then apply for a stall by whatever means that they are comfortable with. Normally we've got a form, but if they prefer WhatsApp, or if they prefer email,
Yeah, man.
it's up to them. We then request images of their product. We've got some staff on Locrate side who looks through their products, and if they need to go back to the people and say, look, can you make these and such adjustments for our platform? Because it's one thing allowing everybody in, it's another thing throwing people in the deep end. I know my market, and I know what people expect, so sometimes we do have people who apply for a stall, and we give them feedback and next steps in order for them to get into the market. But most of the people, we're an aspiring market. We we don't want we're not closing the door for people who are not there yet. That's why we exist, to get you there. We're not we love being used at a stepping stone. That's what we are. So they'll apply, they come into the platform, and we'll market their business on all our pages. And most of the time, the guys will sell on social media. I'll say 90% of the businesses will sell on social media, and then some of them will have their own online store. Very, very few. So
Yeah.
social media seems like the platform that most of the guys have chosen to sell on.
I'd like to ask about that, but Siza?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's how the world is anyway. Like, we live in an online world so much. Talking about the Locrate market, which is happening this weekend, is Soweto, Orlando, and we are one of the co-founders. And I'm really just intrigued. Like I said before, we were cut off by your background as an IT person and the vision of the market to promote like Black love, through brands, through fashion, through the word, through literature, poetry, and all of those things. And yeah, you were sort of trying to respond to that. I can't remember what the question was.
Yes, so you asked me about townships, if we gonna go to other townships. You
Yeah,
mentioned Kimberley, right? If I can remember correctly.
yeah.
And I was trying to make the point that actually this year is the first year. This year, I'm saying this Sunday is the first time we're doing it in Soweto this year. So, and we normally do it every first Sunday of every month in Soweto. But because we've been going around, we've gone to Tshwane, we went to Mamelodi, we went to Vosloorus, just to go give them the experience of the Locrate market. So we are looking at exploring and going to other townships and just giving them a taste of what we have, and looking at what they've got, and also looking at possible collaborations.
Mm.
Yeah, so we do go
That's
to other townships.
I'm glad you mentioned the collaborations, because I was gonna ask that. So how does, because like this type of a network ecosystem for small businesses, there must be a lot of sharing of knowledge and so forth. So what type of collaborations you guys encourage? What type of collaborations are other businesses looking for? And like what type of business or what products are people selling, and what do you think that people are buying? Yeah.
So what I've seen, so people, especially at Locrate, I think one of the main attractions, we've two main attractions what people consume at Locrate. Definitely the food. So I've seen a lot of uh, brands that come to Locrate work a lot with uh, most of our stalls that are, but also what I've seen is from the entertainment perspective, guys like you, Wesley, who are in the arts, guys who come to exhibit their arts, photographers, videographers, also a lot of collaborations are coming out there, since the content has become such a significant thing, and owning your own
Content is a
content.
commodity, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what sort of boomed lately. So, but in the beginning when we started, it was very like fashion based streetwear. So it keeps changing and moving with the times.
That's interesting. Are there any
Yeah.
tech? I'm sorry, Caesar. Are there any tech companies there?
Mhm.
Yes, lately, I mean, before you mentioned how COVID has impacted us. So there is actually a company called Rekisa. So what they are online platform. A lot of people have been coming to Locrate asking us to champion a platform for selling goods. It's just something that we didn't want to undertake, but what we've done, we've given the company called Reiki so the opportunity to sell their platform to the stalls. So they are an online platform. They give you your own store. They manage it 100% with the introduction of social media, with an introduction of innovative products for POS and so forth. It's growing.
That's super interesting. That's super interesting. Siza?
Yeah, no, I'm totally like enthralled also because you had mentioned earlier that, you know, one of your audiences is like aspiring youths, you know, and I really just see this as an opportunity, you know, for economical liberations of some sort, like if you're able to use what we have. Because like I'm really passionate about this, because the system is not kind to us. Like I'm not even sure if we should be getting degrees at this point of our lives. Because like everything is super expensive. So like, you know, I find this whole concept inspiring.
It is.
But yeah, but like, can you tell us? Oh, okay, yeah.
So our messaging and our core at with Locrate, right, is like um, just come to the market, look at the opportunities, and literally you can start something from nothing. I don't want to become too philosophical here, but I've seen it. There's some big brands. I don't like to name drop, but it's literally a guy came to Locrate. They looked at the opportunities. They looked at what was going on at the market, and the next Locrate or event we had, they had a product they wanted to test with us. We're not looking for finished products. We're a platform for you to come and learn responsibly, because we also respect the people that come to us. And yeah, just come try it out. I think entrepreneurship is gonna be our way out of this big
Yeah.
mess
100%.
that we're in.
100%. And
that's even better.
yeah, man, like this is a Pan-Africanist platform. So we champion that ideology consistently. You know, specifically the arts, of course, but I think the only way to get us out of this is for us, by us. We've got to create our own thing. And even with Gallery 360 Africa, like we all from here, we all, not 100% all, but we all want the same thing at least. And we're utilizing local based talent, which I think is yeah. I also don't want to preach. I almost
and I also just don't want us to be shy about our achievements, you know,
yes,
like
man.
now we know who's that guy that started here and is there, because you're most
nice one, Siza.
like yeah,
let's celebrate each other, man.
Let's celebrate ourselves, guys. Like that's so inspiring. No pressure.
Jeez, man. I don't like to do this because I forget some people, but off the top of my mind, I mean, she was there from the beginning. There's a lady called Nkosi. Her real name is Pelele. She started manufacturing craft jewelry. I mean, now she's got her own lifestyle range. She's doing stuff for celebrities. There's a lady called Rina Chunga. She does African wear. There's a restaurant called the Wing Republic in Braamfontein. I think he's opened another one in Durban. There's a guy called Letabo Mokwena, who's also come through the Locrate range. He has a brand called Walk Fresh. He's from the East Rand. He's come to Locrate here and there. So sure, there's so many people. There's a guy who's doing me proud also now. His name is Bob. He goes by the name Bob the Stylist. So yeah, man, there's so many like success stories.
That's fantastic.
Sorry, Wes, like really I get literally excited because like it's also in the language, you know, like if Uzoti Nkosi as a brand, I can relate.
Yes.
walk fresh. I can feel that, like stylist instead of whatever the plumber. Like we need this, and we really need to celebrate ourselves. That's just what I wanted to say.
Massive, massive,
So,
my brother, man. Can you just explain to the listeners what's happening this Saturday? I know there's a bus ride, which
Sunday.
is Sunday. I mean that sounds really cool. Yeah, just like explain to the program and so on and so forth.
So our biggest Locrate every year is obviously the August one. That's when we celebrate women. I
Yes,
feel like
Women's Month.
we should be doing celebrating women every day, but some of
We
us do
agree.
it in hiding. But like now we're doing it in public. We're celebrating women. All the elements are going to be provided to you by women. All the food vendors, 90% of our food vendors will be female. All the craft fashion stores will be female, and all the entertainment that you will experience on Sunday is a all female lineup. All our DJs, performers, a pick of the most talented performers and DJs that we have in Joburg. And just as like I mentioned before, I don't know if it was online or offline. Um, Locrate small businesses rely heavily on tourism. So part of
Oh
us
yes.
opening ourselves to tourism, opening ourselves to other other, let me say, audiences that wouldn't necessarily come to Locrate. We've partnered with the Red Bus, which the Red City Bus, which does tours
Yeah.
in the city, come through Vilagazi Street. So our partnership says if you are really interested in coming through to Locrate, make a Sunday out of it. You can catch the Red Bus in Rosebank at 11:30, and then you can go on a tour with the Red Bus, and the Red Bus will bring you to Locrate Market, and you'll get there at 1 p.m. and you'll be able to enjoy everything that'll be happening there. You know, you came there with the Red Bus. With the petrol being what it is right now, and
Awesome.
Sundays are for chilling and not for driving, so you can enjoy yourself to the fullest, and then the bus will wait for you, and then it will leave somewhere in the evening at around 4 or 5 p.m. So that
Fantastic.
whole experience, yeah, that whole experience is available for just 200 Rand. That's the tour, including coming to Locrate. And yeah, it's just us being open to new ideas, new people to come to Locrate. So Locrate Market is a family-oriented environment. There'll be entertainment for the kids. It's a pet-friendly environment, so bring your dogs. I won't say any dog names. And yeah, so just come and enjoy the whole day. For the parents, for the adults, we'll have some wine tasting, some bubbly flowing throughout the day, and the music is gonna be magical.
Yeah.
Sounds really cool, man.
This is
And
exciting times. I mean, I'm so proud. Like, your West, allow me. I'm from
Please.
Soweto, and I really love it when things like this, come out of from home. Like, it's a whole thing about changing the narrative, experiencing new things, and being in control of our identity. So thank you, Kgosi Rampa. We wish you the absolute best, and maybe we can collaborate next year on
let's
something,
do
or
it.
like
Like that, man. Definitely, Siza. Like, we'll definitely keep in touch what you guys are doing and following, all of the above. Like we said, like earlier, like we're developing a digital platform, a video-based e-store where artists can interact. We're also looking at VR in the, not too distant future. We wanna own this space. We wanna create a virtual platform. We're tired of the West. I think yeah, well, let's not become preachy, but like we are developing that. We've also, you know, and we artists. I mean, Siza is also a very good writer. I'm also, you know, I'm a prolific. I've actually got a group show for the listeners that is listening in Eswatini at Yebo Gallery. It is still the I forgot the name. Sorry, Alex. Askis, I forgot the exhibition's name. But it is running currently. It is running currently for another week or so. So check that out. You'll find out my work there as well. Yeah, man. I was gonna mention that in the beginning. My brother. I'm just in closing, man. Thanks a lot for coming through, man. Thanks a lot for your time. For sharing your concept. I mean, it's definitely in line with what we're doing, and we're definitely trying to. This platform is for guys like yourself and others. So I'm sure you other entrepreneurs could find this platform also useful. We also definitely wanna do more collaboration, especially in the tech field. You know, Caesar's also got a really cool book coming up really soon. So as artists and entrepreneurs, we are busy. And it's always cool to meet guys who want to link us up, you know, want to link people up, you know, like let's connect, man.
Love, guys, black love.
Black love.
Yeah.
Hashtag black love. Dope. I like that, man. We should make it a thing, Siza. We should make the black love hashtag. We should make a trend. I'm gonna push it on this
quickly.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna push it on this episode. My brother, just in closing, also to all the listeners, to all the new and returning listeners, thank you for all the love, man. And remember, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Captivate. You can find me, Wesley Pepper, on all my social media platforms. And Siza?
Everywhere. So much love for you guys. And yeah,
much love, people, and we'll catch you next week. Thank you, Kgosi, for coming through. I'll let you know when the episode goes live, my brother. And I'll say it on WhatsApp.
Thank you so much.
And, we'll push each other. Thanks, my king. Thanks for coming through, and drive safe, yeah?
Thanks, guys. Thank you for having me, yeah?
Hola.
Cheers.